Hello everyone, welcome back to the Bounty Hunter TCG. Today I'm doing the second wave of card reveals, and this is all about the Ignis guild. So, last video I was mentioning that I was eventually going to make some battlefield cards. Those are no longer going to be called battlefields. They're going to be called guilds, and they're going to function the same way I already had in mind. So yeah, those will be made at the end because I don't know why, but they're going to be made at the end. But I've got the first kind of diagram of how the game's going to be played. So, the guild card will go up there, and the idea with the guild card is you have to gain points in order to unlock it. That's kind of the idea there. So as you can see, you have the first line, second line, and third line. Those are all bounty hunters. Your deck on the right side and your discard pile on the left side. So the idea of the game is using star charges to charge up your bounty hunter to kill your opponent's bounty hunter and get the points from that and the stars from that, because the stars are used to pay for more star charges to attach to more bounty hunters. And the points, the rules are basically once you get to 15 points, you win the game, or if your opponent runs out of cards in their second and third line, and the first line, or if your opponent runs out of cards in their deck, which you probably would have had 15 points by that point. But yeah, so it might be 15 points, I'm not sure yet, we'll see. But let's get into the first reveal. Again, I'll do a more in-depth real video in the future, but first up is Bazak, and this is the Ignis guild, so they're kind of more like, they live near a volcano and all that. I'll probably make a map eventually and explain more in-depth of the story. But we have Bazak, who's from one of my older card games. I like how he turned out. He's a 2-star, 50 power, and the idea with the, or 50 health, 70 attack. The idea with the Ignis cards is that they have lower health than attack, because the idea with the guild is that you kill them in order to reuse that. Basically, you sacrifice them in order to build up your stronger cards. Then we have Boulder Bazam, the first of the Boulder archetype, and his ability reads, when this bounty hunter is killed, unless by a booster card, you might search your card for a Boulder bounty hunter and add it to your hand. You may not play that bounty hunter this turn. This will be used, we'll see in a second when I get to the big, what the Boulder archetype builds up to. Next up, we have an uncommon Boulder Bazaar, and this is actually a very good ability. It really, at the moment, only helps with the Ignis guild, but it could be in the future be used for other cards, or other decks, I mean. He's a 2-star, 50 health, 60 attack. It says when this bounty hunter is killed unless by a booster card, also kill all bounty hunters that are currently in your play. Now this is used to kill your Ignis bounty hunters to build up towards the big bounty hunter that this archetype builds up to. Then we have Boulder Bazash. He's pretty weak. He's a 1-star. He says when this bounty hunter is killed unless by a booster card, all star charges attached to it may be put into your hand, which is good, which isn't a lot. It's 1, but yeah, that helps you save star charges while also playing bounty hunters. I might increase the star count to 2 just to make it a bit more worthwhile. I think I meant to put it at 2. I think I forgot to change it, but here's the big guy. He's a gold rare, and by the way, last video the gold rares were yellowy. I made him gold because it makes more sense. We have Boulder Lavok, and basically this guy gains more attack for the more Ignis bounty hunters you have killed, which that's what the archetype kind of builds up to. So yeah, I'm really happy with how he turned out. He looks pretty cool, and he's the gold rare for set 1 for the Ignis guild. This next card is very useful just for any deck. It's not really Ignis specific. He's a 1-star, 40 health, 60 attack, which isn't terrible, honestly. But his ability reads, if this bounty hunter is in your second or third line, your first line bounty hunter gains 20 health each, or 20 health, as long as it is not an Ignis bounty hunter. So this doesn't really help out Ignis, but it helps out other cards that aren't Ignis, obviously. The idea behind him is he's a lava field aid, meaning he helps other bounty hunters that are kind of in the Ignis region, which I don't know if it's a region, but like obviously they live near a volcano, so it's very hot and all that, so he's there to help other people that aren't used to it. Basically, that's kind of the idea behind him. Next up, we have Lazark. It's Lazark. And yeah, pretty basic 1-star, 30 health, which is pretty awful, but 70 attack, which is really good for a 1-star. So yeah, I really like his art though. I think he came out looking cool. Next up is another character from one of my older games, and that's Heavy. He's a rare. He has 70 health and 120 attack, which is pretty insane. That's kind of the idea behind the Ignis cards, is that they have really weak health and that they make up for it in their attack. The Boulder cards, I think, are also like that, if I remember. Yeah, because originally I had them reversed because I thought it would be interesting, and then I realized it didn't make a lot of sense. But here's Heavy. Pretty cool how he turned out, and he's a rare. Next up is Firebolt. He's got like burn marks on his suit. It looks pretty cool. 40 health, 70 attack, common, 1 star. Pretty basic, not much to say there. Next up is Bruiser, who is really just a good card for any deck. He's also from one of my older games. 50 health, 70 attack, 2 star. What his ability reads: each time this bounty hunter attacks, he gains an extra 20 attack for your next turn. Meaning if you attack with that 70, then you get 90 for your next turn when you can attack. So yeah, he's very useful. Again, weaker health, and a lot of cards can one-shot him. But if you're able, he's honestly really useful against 5-star cards because they take a while to power up. So if you can hang in there for a bit and use that attack against your opponent's 5-star, you could kill him very quickly. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I'm not sure when this set is coming out. I still have about like 40 more cards to make. But yeah, I do want to do a really in-depth rule video. I think I've already written out all the rules in like an official document that I'll eventually post to the Game Crafter whenever I get the game up. Yeah, so the next video will most likely be the cards for the Pax Islands Guild. They're like sort of like the water type of cards, but yeah. Also, you may have noticed that this wave I did not add any beast cards for Ignis. I figured it didn't really help out the guild a lot. It wasn't very useful for how their strategy is. However, when I get to the starter decks, this will be like one of the first ones I do. I have a plan to add a beast there, and there'll be a whole archetype revolving around that. But yeah, each guild has a different strategy. Auroras is very beast oriented. That's why there were 3 beast cards last video. And yeah, but that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Oh, and also let me know what you think the cover card of the set should be, because I'm not sure yet. But yeah, that's it.